Hey guys, happy Tuesday, and this is Cheryl from Eat, Pray, Get Fit. Today I'm going to kind of touch on some other topics as far as um, the empty nester and the kids are gone. Now, what do you do? What do you do with this um, person that you have been living with for the past, maybe 18 to 20 years? And who is this person? And now, what are you going to do? The kids are gone. You don't have to share your time with your spouse, with your kids and your spouse anymore. And you get to pay attention to an adult instead of having to pay attention to the kids running around your ankles all the time. So I'm just going to touch on a few spots. I did ask a question earlier in the day and I've got some great responses. I'm going to add those into my blog today and even try out a couple. I've always wanted to go to the gun range, and so that might be something that we might actually do together. But there's some other things that I would like to be taught, and so I think I'll be discussing those with him as well. But most importantly, make date night a priority now. Back when you had kids, that may not have been an option. You didn't have a babysitter, you couldn't afford a babysitter, the kids were sick, whatever. So date nights probably went by the wayside. So now that you don't have kids at home, make those important. They're so, so important to your marriage. Even if it's just, going to the, fast food place or going and having some ice cream or something, but do date night. It's just, I can't stress enough how important that is. Even if you're married and have kids and have young ones, it's still super important to do that as well. So try to, maybe once a month if you've got little ones still at home. But if you don't have anyone at home, we try to do Friday night date nights. And even if it's just something really inexpensive, we still like to go do something. So another thing to do is bring back that public display of affection. You might have been holding things back when the kids were around because you didn't want to embarrass them, or you wanted to show respect to them. But hold hands, slap each other on the butt, give a kiss in the middle of the store. Do little things like that your spouse might be very surprised when you reach over and grab his hand while you're driving or when you're at the store. So that's one thing that is really, another thing that I think is really important is to bring back that touching that you did when you first dated, and remember how scared you were for that first time to have his arm around you. Go ahead and just approach him and give him a hug right in the middle of the store or wherever you feel like it's appropriate, I guess. Make yourself look good. Take some time to clean up at the end of the day. If you've been at home all day, take some time to take a shower, put some clean clothes on. If you don't work full time, don't be in your pajamas all day long, especially when your spouse comes home, and vice versa. Guys, when you come home from work at night, take a shower, put some clean clothes on, maybe put a little bit of cologne on. You'd be surprised how much that interests your woman when you smell good. Be flirty. Remember when you used to, stare at each other from across the room, or would wink at each other when you were someplace where you couldn't really have that PDA. But be flirty again. When you're out and about, throw a nice compliment to your spouse, or say something nice to them. Bring them flowers. Do little things. You don't have to be a mom anymore. So this is for the wives. You don't need to mother your husband anymore, or have that mothering attitude. You have no one to mother anymore. The kids are gone. So be adults and let him be him, and don't be naggy. And you don't need to be that mother figure to him. And when was the last time you actually just sat and chatted? Turn the TV off, put your phones down, and just sit and chat. Go find a nice quiet place in the house, or go sit out on your front porch or your back porch, or go to the beach somewhere nice and just chat. Chat about your dreams or what you'd like to learn or how your day was. But that's another thing that I feel is really important is when your spouse comes home from work, I feel that being greeted by them with a hi honey, how was your day? I think that's super important. I know that I try to do that even when the kids come home. I've always tried to ask them, how their day was. I think that's a good conversation starter. And I think it seems, it's a genuine thing to ask them how their day was. Share a new activity with them. Start doing something that you like together, or a totally new activity, something that you've never done together. Like for instance, yesterday we went for a bike ride. We haven't really done that much together as a couple. And so that's something that we'll be doing together. Exercise together. That's an awesome thing to do too. Couples that stay healthy together, stay together. So just, find some new activities, or even an activity that maybe he knows that you don't know, that you can teach each other. And then make small changes in your day or in your routine. So instead of like on a Friday night or a Saturday night or even a weeknight, instead of, sitting in your chairs watching TV, falling asleep, play a game. Have him teach you something that you don't know how to play. For instance, I don't know how to play cribbage. So that's going to be something that I would like to learn how to play. So that will be on my little edition of lists of things to do. I also want to learn how to fly fish. And so those are just some little things that I think it's going to be really fun for us to learn to do together. And sometimes maybe your partner is not a good teacher, so you might need to go somewhere else to be taught so that you're more proficient at it, and then get together and do things. And take time to be with each other, and just visit. Turn the distractions off and find some time to be with each other. And lastly, kind of, is talk about the sex word. Talk about it now that the kids aren't around and you're not going to get interrupted. Somebody's not going to come blasting into your bedroom. Talk about that. It might be an awkward thing to talk about, but it's super important. I know that there's other tips and tricks out there that I'm going to be talking about. I'll be sharing those in my blog. And also, I don't know if any of you have ever read the Languages of Love, but that's something else I'm going to be talking about. I think it's really important to know those different languages of love, because I think it helps you in knowing how to communicate with your spouse. And so I can't wait to dig into that. We haven't really read the book. It's been sitting there waiting to be read, so it'll be something that we do together. But I hope these are tips that you all can enjoy and kind of work on together, whether you're an empty nester or you're not. But I'll be going more into depth in my blog, so stay tuned for that. But thank you very much for jumping on. And this is Cheryl from Eat, Pray, Get Fit. Have a great day.